Let's start with the obvious. The recent assassination of Charlie Kirk is a disgusting and despicable act, and that kind of political violence has no place in our society. Celebrating such an act, calling for an escalation of the violence, or calling for retaliation is also disgusting and has no place in our society. Now, at the time that I'm recording this video, just a little bit ago, the FBI has announced they have apprehended a suspect in the assassination, and based on the limited evidence they gave, it does point to a political motive. And yes, I am reading from a script, and I don't do that very often, but I just wanted to get this entire message correct. So why make this video? Here in the United States in the last year, there have been several high-profile attempted assassinations and actual political assassinations, but I haven't really felt the need to comment on those because that's not really what this channel is about. This one seems different though, and hopefully it does not become a pattern. I didn't know Charlie Kirk. I never met him. I've never even been to a Turning Point USA event. Heck, I didn't even watch his content all that often for no other reason that, well, there's just too much content out there and I've already got my nice collection of political commentators that I watch to figure out what is going on. But maybe that is why this does feel different. Sure, he was a political activist and a very successful political activist, but he was a content creator. Of course, I run a podunk channel here. At the time I'm recording this, I have a little bit less than 2,000 subscribers, but it is still something to think about. And by watching the coverage of this news event from other much larger channels, you can tell that violence against creators, especially in the political space, is something they're either very worried about, because they say so, or you can tell they're concerned about it just based on how they're presenting this news. And in case you are wondering, no, I don't plan on changing anything with this channel. One can say we should be able to just stay out of the culture war, but that is really becoming impossible, even when we're talking about tabletop gaming. So as one example here, we have a story from Spiky Bits where a very high-level Games Workshop employee, who is not named in this article, did make some pretty awful comments about Charlie Kirk following his assassination on social media. And Games Workshop did get that employee to take down those comments very quickly. Then as a second piece of evidence, based on the descriptions of the engravings that the FBI has presented in one of their recent press conferences, it does seem like that one of the casings was engraved with what could be interpreted as a stratagem code for the very popular game Helldivers 2 for calling down an airstrike on your enemies. In most of the rule books that I've published over the years for my games, there's been a small dedication section, and usually the end of that is a bit of a short prayer for us to bring our society together. And the honest reality is, jumping back to a bigger picture, it feels like this assassination has really shattered that hope. There are some people on the left who are celebrating his death and calling for more violence against other people. It is possible this will motivate others to launch other attacks on important political people or just whoever they feel is their enemies. As for people on the right, I'm sure if you look around, you're going to find some comments about people who are looking to retaliate for this act. And at the very least, there are some comments that are instructing people to raise the temperature of this fairly critical situation in our country. Let me be clear, neither of these things are good, and they should not be tolerated. I would like to believe that the best thing that can come out of this holy crap moment for our history is that we realize we're at such a dangerous, almost boiling point, and maybe it can cause everybody to just back down, but I'm honestly not confident that will happen. At the very least, we can hope that the assassin will be brought to justice in a court of law. It is important to remember, though, that the suspect who was apprehended today does have a right to being innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Well, that is about all I have for you guys today. Hopefully we'll be back to some more normal programming in future videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason, the creator of the Tabletop Battlefield. I'll see you guys all next time.